The celestial circuit was the grandest, most treacherous race in the known universe. And Captain Jake Warp Johnson wasn't one to shy away from a challenge. Standing at the helm of his trusty, albeit somewhat patchwork starship, the Star Strider, Jake felt the familiar rush of adrenaline. His crew bustled around, preparing for the race of their lives.
Captain, the flux capacitors are oscillating at maximum frequency, reported Doc, the ship's eccentric engineer. Doc's wild hair and perpetually oil-stained hands were a testament to his tireless dedication to the Star Strider. The engine room, filled with a symphony of humming machinery and blinking lights, was his domain. "Good work, Doc," Jake replied with a grin. "How's our competition looking?" "Same as always," Doc said, waving a wrench in the direction of the viewport. "Arrogant, overconfident, and ripe for an upset." Jake chuckled. The celestial circuit drew racers from every corner of the galaxy, each hoping to claim the title of fastest in the universe. This year's lineup was particularly fierce, including the reigning champion, a Galaxian named Zaxor the Swift, whose ship, the Quantum Comet, was rumored to have speeds that defied physics. Beside Jake, Lieutenant Sarah Sparks Carter was finalizing their navigation charts. Her precision and attention to detail were invaluable assets to the crew. "Coordinates locked, Captain. This route should give us the edge we need," she said, her eyes flicking over the holographic star map that floated above the console. The map glowed with vibrant colors, marking out the race course through asteroid fields, nebulas, and a treacherous wormhole. "Excellent," Jake said, clapping her on the shoulder. "Let's give Zaxor a run for his credits." As the countdown to the race began, the crew of the Star Strider took their positions. Jake's mind raced through their strategy one last time. The celestial circuit wasn't just about speed. It was a test of skill, endurance, and cunning. The race course wound through asteroid fields, nebulae, and even the occasional wormhole, demanding precision and quick thinking from every participant. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! The ship surged forward, engines roaring as they leapt into warp speed. The Star Strider shot ahead, trailing vibrant blue streaks of light. Jake's hands flew over the controls, deftly guiding the ship through the initial burst of competitors.
"Watch out for the asteroid belt up ahead," Sparks warned, her voice calm despite the tension.
Jake nodded, eyes fixed on the swirling mass of rocks. "Hold on tight, everyone."
The Star Strider weaved through the asteroid field with remarkable agility. Doc's modifications to the thrusters paid off as they nimbly dodged chunks of space debris. Jake stole a glance at the radar. Zaxor was right on their tail.
"He's gaining on us," Doc muttered, adjusting a dial. "If he gets any closer, we'll be able to ask him to pass the salt." "Let him," Jake replied with a smirk. "We'll show him what this old bucket can do." As they exited the asteroid field, the next challenge loomed. A dense nebula that played havoc with sensors and visibility. The Star Strider plunged into the swirling gases, the exterior lights casting eerie shadows across the bridge. "Keep an eye on the instruments," Jake ordered. "We can't afford to get lost in here." Sparks monitored the readings intently. "We're on course, but it's like flying blind. Reminds me of that time we had to navigate through the fog on Draconis 4. "Oh, you mean the time we nearly landed on a dragon's back?" Doc interjected with a chuckle. Jake relied on his instincts, honed by years of navigating the treacherous expanses of space. The nebula pressed in around them, thick and disorienting. Just when it seemed they might be swallowed by the swirling mists, they burst through to the other side.
"Nice work, team," Jake said, exhaling in relief. "Next stop, the wormhole."
The wormhole was the race's most dangerous segment. One wrong move and they could be ejected into the far reaches of space. Or worse. but if navigated correctly, it provided a shortcut that could make or break their chances. "Ready the stabilizers," Jake commanded. "This is where we make our move." The wormhole loomed ahead, a swirling vortex of energy. The Star Strider plunged into its depths, the ship shuddering as it was pulled along the twisting path. Sparks worked feverishly to keep them on course, while Doc monitored the ship's systems for any signs of stress. "Steady. Steady," Jake murmured, his grip tight on the controls. The wormhole's forces buffeted the ship, but the Star Strider held steady. They emerged on the other side, catapulted into the final leg of the race. Jake's heart raced with anticipation. This was it. The home stretch. "Zaxor's still right behind us," Sparks reported. "He's not giving up." "Neither are we," Jake said fiercely. "Full power to the engines." The Star Strider surged forward, engines straining as they pushed the limits. The finish line was in sight, a gleaming beacon of hope. But Zaxor was closing in, his ship a streak of light beside them. "He's going to try and overtake us," Doc warned. "Not if I can help it," Jake replied. "Hang on, everyone."
With a burst of speed, the Star Strider rocketed ahead. Zaxor's ship wavered, struggling to keep pace. The finish line loomed larger, and the crowd's roar echoed in Jake's ears.
Come on," he urged. In a final desperate push, the Star Strider crossed the finish line just a hair ahead of Zaxor. The ship's systems whirred to a stop, and the crew erupted in cheers. "We did it!" Sparks exclaimed, throwing her arms around Jake.
Doc whooped, pumping his fists in the air. "That's what I'm talking about." Jake grinned, the thrill of a victory coursing through him. "Great work, team. We showed them what the Star Strider is made of."
As they docked and disembarked, the crowd's applause filled the air. Jake and his crew were hailed as heroes, their names etched into the annals of the celestial circuit. They had proven that with skill, determination, and a bit of humor, they could conquer any challenge the galaxy threw their way. But as Jake looked out at the stars, he knew this was just the beginning. There were more races to be won, more adventures to be had. And with the Star Strider and his loyal crew by his side, he was ready for whatever came next. For now, though, he would savor this victory. Raising a glass with his crew, Jake toasted to their success and to the wonders of warp speed racing. The galaxy was vast, and they had only just begun to explore its infinite possibilities. "To the Star Strider," Doc cheered, raising his own glass. "And to our fearless captain," Sparks added with a wink. Jake laughed, clinking his glass with theirs. "To us, the craziest crew in the galaxy." The laughter and camaraderie of the crew filled the room, a testament to the bond they shared. Together they had faced the challenges of the celestial circuit and emerged victorious. And as they celebrated, Jake couldn't help but feel a surge of pride for his team. They were more than just a crew. They were family.